Hey, I'm making a video here. This is the first game that I ever made. I've been wanting to make games for a long time, and I always kind of got stuck. And I think this time really helped because I started in Unity, which seems to be a lot more user friendly than Unreal. That thing is a diva. So I made this last semester just in my free time. It wasn't for class or anything, but those classes are starting up now. So um, I'm I'm pretty proud of this game because instead of everybody's first game being like a 2D platformer, this is a full 3D game. What it is a turn-based strategy game that has a fun little take on battlefield zones and a bunch of little strategic elements built in. I think it's kind of wild for a first game, but I had a lot of fun. One thing that really motivated me was using my favorite characters from my top two favorite games. The top row is from Three Kingdoms. The bottom one is all from an MMO called Lineage 2. And without these character assets, it probably would have been a little boring for me making games with cubes and low poly things. So, yeah, these two are from Three Kingdoms, Total War. The Zhao Yun and Zhang Liao are from Koei's Dynasty Warriors. And then we've got Lu Bu, which is based off the whole era of Three Kingdoms, but I had this model custom made because he's my favorite character of all time. So we'll probably pick him. We'll probably take Colmac, and then we'll take Ix as a healer, so I can show off some support stuff here. Let's see how we do. Alright, so what we got here is it's a multi-grid battlefield. It's got separated into zones. This is the attack zone. You'll see that the attack and defense stats change between the neutral zone and the attack zone. So he's got more attack and less defense up here. It's neutral here, and then in defense he's got more defense than attack. But so then there's this idea of this skill system here where you can only use certain skills in certain rows. So you can't use frenzy in the neutral zone or the defensive zone. It's an attack zone only skill. So we'll probably have Ix back here on group heal and deadly blows. Let's see where deadly blows goes closest. You know what, actually, we're going to put Lu Bu on Repel because we've got all three guys. Repel, if you hold tab, it shows you the number of targets is 3 and it targets the attack zone. So we'll be able to get 3 hits off there. You know what, we'll kind of use Ix, who's a healer, as like a pin cushion here in the neutral zone. Because I don't want Colmac to take too much damage. He's one of my DPSs here. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, I should probably explain that when you use these skills, it's kind of hard to see because it's yellow on purple, but you can see that it's subtracting how much will is going to be subtracted here. It tells you the skill cost, kind of. Also tells you it there. And then will is restored at the start of each turn by your morale, and morale determines who goes first on the end turn phase in these skills. So let's see who's going here. Colmac's off to a good start. He's got the most morale. One other thing is I got this cool little pause menu here, which nicely blurs things. Which I don't know why I'm such a big fan of that. I just think it's sleek. Got really big into VFX stuff at the end here. That was one of the last things I added. I had a lot of fun with VFX, and it's kind of worrisome to me because I'm already torn between game design and actually programming, so adding in another specialty seems pretty dangerous. The purple and black represents a debuff, and then the gold represents a buff, so we debuffed them and buffed ourselves with that skill. We'll be able to show those off in the UI at the start of our next turn. There's logic built in for the AI, what skills it uses. It can kind of combo things together. However, who they pick is random, so they don't always get the best synergy. Like right now, he's got 2 supports and Javi's the 1 archer, so the 1 DPS, so they're going to have some weird combos, I fear. camera system in this game was one of probably the things I struggled with most. I think I had like 4 different cameras running around, and I used like a timeline feature and cameras from scripts and all these different things. So I learned a lot, but man, those those are tricky. I know what I'm going to do different next time. So here's a buff skill. So he's restoring extra will at the start of each turn. Lu Bu's got extra defense, and if we hit control, we can go over and creep on them. We've got an attack break on Javi and on Joy. They probably all have attack break. Oh, it didn't land on her, so that's what's going on there. It's a shame we can't get him into the back zone. That's one of my favorite skills for Cormac, is backstab, but that targets the defense zone. Flurry. Let's do Agile. Agile is pretty cool. Fun little animation. We'll raid. We'll show off the trigonometry that we did. Yeah, why not another group heal? Well, we can be different. We can use heal just because. Save some of his will, I guess. So he jumps over the attack zone. That was a real fun one to set up. And this was finally some proof that all these math classes, you need them a little bit for programming in game engines, so that was nice. This is a little bit of trigonometry there, running that circle or half circle. I never thought I'd see the day, so I was really surprised that it came in handy. Ooh, I would have, if they had a... I'm surprised Javi wouldn't pick Pierce Shot on that. All 3 lined up. That's surprising. The logic's there, I know it is. It's just a lot of random chance on the skills. They really did the same thing again, didn't they? This arrow's not quite in his head. Nobody in that back row again, huh? We don't have the best combination either. Let's see what their health is. I guess we'll just try to focus down Zhou Yu, so I'll do something that targets closest here on both. Just like to pause things from time to time and check out the blur. I probably should have picked some characters that can chain some skills together effectively. In fact, I'm probably going to do that. Let's return to the character selection here. Let's see, who's got some synergy? These 3 definitely will, but then I won't be able to show off backstab. I want to show that backstab, darn it. Okay, let's see here. We'll go these ones. See what we can do. think there's a way to push somebody back. Oh, I know how we can do it. We'll do a repel here. I think Okina has more morale than Zhao Yun. Yeah, just enough. So then we'll do charge, but we have to hope that... Oh. Okay, he is just a little bit more, so this should be able to combo off a backstab here. We'll see how it works. Because charge pushes him back one skill, so repel's gonna push Lu Bu back, then charge is gonna push one random person in the other row, in the middle row back, and then we'll be able to backstab with Colmac. I had trees in this game, but I got them for free online, and I found that they had an extremely high poly count, and it really, really slowed things down on my laptop, so I took them out. They look nice, though. There we go. That's a fun skill with a lot of camera stuff happening right there. It actually, if I didn't keep his feet on screen, the character would be rendered invisible for the rest of the game, and I could never figure out why. Very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna make this video go through a whole nother round just to get to the victory condition, but there is one. When they all die, then it zooms out all nice and the camera rotates around and plays this cool cheer effect, and all the characters use their celebrate animation. And then it'll pull up this menu after, I don't know, 10 seconds, and you can return to the character selection screen. But I feel like this shows everything off pretty well. I had fun with it, learned a lot, can't wait to make more games, so that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching.